Masters of None, episode 126.
666. What?
6666. Episode 126, Masters of None podcast. We are live. Happy Tuesday, everybody. And just to get these announcements out of the way before we get started, everybody, we appreciate you. If you're already in the chat, please give us a thumbs up. Hit that notification bell and subscribe to the channel. Also, you could check out all the audio versions of every single podcast that we do. Every episode is available in audio versions on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else that you guys find your audio podcasts. And you can always watch the replay of the video right here on YouTube and on Twitch. I believe it's 30 days.
Yeah.
Right? The video stays up on Twitch for 30 days. Otherwise, just tune in every Tuesday, 7 p.m. live for the live stream. And shout out to Twiz for being in the building.
Producer Twiz in the house.
No, he's not. Yo, what's going on, everybody?
Man, I feel like just to get right into it, I hope you guys all had good weeks since the last time we've spoken.
Yes.
Hope everything's been going good. But there's a lot of shit going on.
That's a fact.
There's quite some things going on.
I can't believe this will be like 3 weeks straight that we're still going to be talking about Kanye.
I can. You know Kanye.
Yeah,
when
but
Kanye goes in, Kanye goes in.
That's a fact. I just didn't think it was going to carry over this long. Like, he's still on the same run he was on 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, technically he's still on the same run, but he's making this podcast kind of... He's stopping at all the major podcasts like one at a time since he had that Drink Champs episode.
Yeah.
So he made that episode. Then he jumped over to Piers Morgan, did Piers Morgan Uncensored. Then he jumped over, he did Lex Friedman, which Friedman's podcast is big, which leads me to believe, because you know where Lex Friedman records his podcast.
Is he in Texas?
He's in Austin, Texas. He's not just in Texas.
Okay.
Which leads me to believe that it's very possible that he pops up and rounds out this podcast tour on the JRE.
Yeah, he ends up at Papa Rogan last. I think it's super interesting. I listened to about 2 hours of the Lex Friedman one. I'm not done yet. Listened to about 2 hours of it. What do you think it says about Drink Champs that he's going on other platforms now and they're not pulling him down? Because he did this episode on Drink Champs. I didn't get to finish listening to it, but they decided to take it down off of YouTube. And they pull it off, and then he goes on these other platforms, and he essentially, is saying the same things he said on Drink Champs. So effectively, illustrating that you didn't have to take it down. Like, you could have you could have gotten all these views, and you could have gotten the engagement on your channel, but now you took it down. I'm gonna go somewhere else. Now they're playing my shit, and guess what? I'm still saying what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, but he definitely didn't say what he said on Drink Champs.
No.
Drink Champs was a different... He definitely phrased everything differently and did go a little more against the grain and more aggressive on Drink Champs than he did on the other ones.
But that's more... I think that's indicative of the tone of the podcast that they have. Like, it's that environment. It's like that. We're drinking, having a good times. You're going to say shit like amongst... This is like, a friendly environment.
Yeah,
like,
to make it seem like this is the block. Like, this is a dominoes game on the block. Like, say whatever you want to say.
Yeah, you don't have to be PC here.
Yeah.
Not
but that's an illusion, though.
Yeah, no,
because
you're
that's
correct.
That's where the trouble comes in. Because he's like, "What? Are we not in the trust tree? are we not?" And they're like, "Oh, hey, oh," So he did. I re-listened to part of that,
and it was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I gotta really re-listen to it.
Yeah.
Can we collectively agree that the audio on Drink Champs is fucking terrible? Why is there always a fucking air conditioner going off in the background? All these guys are on Revolt.
My man's, listen, they're in Florida. It's hot. They all drinking. Yeah. They sweating. They got to keep the AC
They got
on.
to figure
The audio is definitely not, for there to be a bunch of rappers there, the audio is definitely not as crisp as it could be.
They can't get them some Dyson fans?
I think the problem is that they're probably using a different type of microphone because it's an open room setting. Mm-hmm. So sometimes those things that are like almost yelled by what would be perceived to be like a heckler somewhere else in the room, that's like part of the show. Yeah. So somebody yelling something, I doubt they use like they're probably using like condenser mics instead of dynamic microphones, like so that they're less directional and they take in the room ambience a little bit more. Okay. So, that's what I would guess because being with Revolt and Nori, and I mean, you got music people involved in his Diddy. There's no way that they don't notice that. I think they want it to be more of a room vibe.
No, you're right.
know?
You're probably right.
Than radio. They don't want it to be radio.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Co says you should be saying Shmanye Shmate.
Yeah.
You know what's super funny is that, you know what? I'm not even going to talk about the Schmilen sing because I feel like that it negatively affects us.
Well, actually, technically, you're better off saying Kanye because he's the artist formerly known.
Yeah, we're not talking about Shmay.
Yeah.
We're talking about Shmanye.
Yeah.
Yo, speaking of like big celebrities, you know,
What you got?
You know, you guys know who Izzy Drake is?
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh yeah, I heard about this.
So, for the people who don't know at home, Izzy Drake, or the artist formerly known as Izzy Drake, is a Drake impersonator. He is a gentleman who probably at one time looked similar to Drake, but has now found success in the food that comes along with success and no longer looks like Drake. And OVO sent him a cease and desist.
Facts.
So he changed his name today. I think today or yesterday he changed his name.
Oh my God. You see? Now he's Schmizzy Shrake. You see what happens?
He's Izzy Famous. That's his new name.
Is he famous?
Izzy Famous, because he's got an album. So he's doing this this is so funny. You know, I should have fucking cut this clown off 6 months ago when Justin wanted to. Justin hated this guy
I don't
6
hate
months
him.
ago. And that's okay because guess what? I hate him too.
Don't
now.
say that
we
I
can
hate
hate him
him
together.
I don't hate him. I just think that it is the lamest thing in the world to go around pretending to be someone that's still alive and making money. If you want to go out there and impersonate Indiana Jones, go ahead. That is a movie character.
Mm-hmm.
Do not go around pretending you are a guy that's still the guy.
Yeah.
Drake is the guy, and you're walking around. You don't. First of all, you don't even got the curls. He moved on from the heart part.
Yeah.
He moved on from that. You're not even trying hard enough to study the man's fucking, like, what he's got going on fashion-wise.
Yeah, that's a fact. No, it's 100%.
Try,
This guy-
do better. Try harder.
Yeah, this guy should have grown his hair out. He's still doing this. He's doing. Well, you know what? I haven't got a phone call mid-podcast in a long time, so there's that.
There's that.
You're
Weirdo
overdue.
keeps his ringer on like a serial killer.
Anyways, so Izzy Drake changed his name to now he's
And this other serial
Yeah,
killer
this guy
over here.
fucking phone's ringing
What
too.
kind of
Jesus
humans
Christ.
are in the room with me? Are you kidding me? What are you about to make me start dancing like, get the camera. Get the camera.
Oh, what I was gonna say is he's doing like this press run about his. Apparently, he's putting out an album, and he's telling everybody that he has a Drake track.
Oh, that's
Okay.
crazy.
But
Like a track with Drake?
Yeah, and he's also got a celebrity boxing event coming up too.
Oh my God. Who gets to knock him out? Who is it?
I know Ice Poseidon is fighting. Damn, who the Twiz? Who they fight? Who's fighting? It's Ice Poseidon's in the card. He's fighting somebody. Is he fighting? I don't know who he's fighting. There's a bunch of people. I don't really follow the celebrity boxing thing too much.
You follow it more than anybody I know.
Yeah.
You always
Because it finds me, bro.
dude, you sit here and you put me on to every kind of celebrity boxing match, and then you immediately follow it with, I don't follow the celebrity boxing shit, but
I mean, it fucking finds me. You know what I'm saying? Like, Ice Poseidon is in my world right now because of his, like...
Brandon Buckingham, that's what Spaz is
He's
saying.
fighting Brandon Buckingham. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he's
Brandon
not-
Buckingham
He's not popping up. I'm like,
is a
what the-
YouTuber, also a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belt, but he's a YouTuber who...
Is he really?
Yeah, he is.
Damn, good for him.
Yeah, he's been calling out another YouTuber by the name of...
Dylan?
No. The guy who's just doing the podcast with Adam 22 right now. It's called Sledge Lords. But Danny Mullen. He's been calling
that's
out
right.
Danny Mullen
That's
to
right.
a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu match for quite some time now because they're both purple belts. Danny Mullen trained on with like what's that gym? Not American Top Team. American not AKA. There's another one.
ATT?
ATT.
That's American Top Team.
Yeah.
AKA is American Kickboxing Association. No, it's, I believe ATT is in Florida, and I think AKA is in Cali. I believe so.
Yeah.
Right?
So I don't know. I think you're correct, and I think I read somewhere that Danny Mullen trained at ATT. Doesn't matter. I digress. Izzy Drake. He's
So he's going to box somebody.
He's going to box somebody, and he's going to put out an album. And he allegedly has a Drake track on the album that he refuses to play like a sample of or even like a seconds of. And everybody keeps calling him out. Like I've seen him on podcasts and people are like, he's like, well, I got my Drake track about to drop. And they're like, no, you don't. And he's like, yeah, I do. He's like, so why don't you just like play me a little bit of it? And then like, he's like, no. He's like, well, why don't we turn all the cameras off and you play it for me in the back room just for a second. And then that way I'll confirm that you really do have it. And he's like, nah.
That sounds like Adam 22 did that to him. Who did that
Adam
to him?
22 did do that to him.
I didn't even see that, and I knew that was Adam 22. Listen, can we like admit now that this is absurd?
It's absurd. It's not necessarily okay. So here's my thing.
It's absurd, and now he's getting like
he's gone too far.
He's a fool now to everybody.
Yeah, but Lil Perkio,
he got a cease and desist from the artist he's impersonating. It doesn't get lamer than that.
He's crossed over the boundaries, and he's made me look foolish. Sir, is he famous? I defended you 6 months ago. 6 months ago, I said what you were doing wasn't that bad. You were just trying to get your money up. Now, I look like a schmuck.
See, if he would have had a plan after that, like, okay, I got famous, and he actually had some fire music, or he had some kind of plan to launch some kind of, I don't care, an energy drink, a podcast, launch a podcast, you and Perkio, do a podcast, and be like, yo,
Nice.
you know, and just, now you evolve out of that role.
Yeah,
You
dude,
know?
a podcast, he could have opened up 10 Wingstops. He was charging money for fucking shows. He was
Facts.
doing shows as the fake Drake.
You know, I'm not even mad at him. I'm mad at people that would pay that guy. Whose mom was booking that like, oh, we got Drake at home. Like who was doing that?
I mean, I can see parents doing
That's
it.
crazy.
I don't fault them either, though. You know, because they're just trying to do...
That's the only people that I would pardon on that.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what? Like, you know, there was a couple times when I wanted some, you know, some Air Force Ones or something like that, and I got like Payless Attack Force. You know, you tried to do what you could do.
Yeah.
You know, and I appreciate you for it.
Yeah, but it's mostly the people to blame. It's like all these clubs that are paying him to do appearances, put him on the fucking flyer and shit. Like, wait, what?
It's not them. People are showing up and buying drinks. They're like, listen, every time we book this guy, you know, we're packed, and the bar is, you know, earns more than we've ever earned. The door is higher. The bar is higher. Let's just do it. Like, they're completely unaffiliated with, you know, any kind of values. It's just, they just want to make money.
But if you look at it from that perspective, then you can say that he has no fault either because he's just trying to get money as well. I'm sure he's making significantly more money than he was making before he was fucking the fake Drake.
Of course he is, but I mean, you gotta have some kind of plan. When you meet Drake, you know, now you move on from being Drake. When you meet Drake, hit him with a verse that knocks his socks off. You gotta show up with some kind of skills that you have on the side. Show up with the ridiculous video editing, some kind of shit. When you meet these guys and get in these circles, be able to offer them something. Don't just show up as just a mimic of the work that this guy did, because now you find yourself with a cease and desist because you're doing that corny ass shit, and now it's not funny anymore.
He's got a fake OVO chain.
If they didn't give him that,
No, I don't think they gave him that.
oh my
He's got a
God,
he got a
bro.
cease and desist. He can't say Drake or OVO. He can't. He's shunned from it all.
You know what that means.
The sweatsuit, he got to give him back.
They felt like he was hurting their brand.
Yeah, listen.
That's what that means. What you got, Twist?
I got the cease and desist pull up right here. If you want, I mean, can I read it? Is
Yes,
that possible?
please,
Is that a thing?
please.
Yeah, it's pretty. Go ahead.
So it says here, notice, I'll skip the little whatever. But it says, notice to cease and desist. Dear Izzy Drake, this letter serves as...
Hold on, can we pause for a second?
It said, "Dear Izzy Drake."
Dear Izzy Drake, in parentheses, no.
Big all block caps. Nah.
All right, go ahead.
Nah,
Sorry.
so it says, Dear Izzy Drake, this letter serves as notice of your unauthorized use of the trademark, quote, OVO, unquote, to promote your brand and likeness, as well as your unauthorized fabrication of media, which is per se damaging and defamatory to our brand.
Bang! That's exactly what I said. Bang! Go ahead.
It says, your conducted actions are unwarranted, unwelcome, and unacceptable. In addition, this shall serve as a pre-suit letter demanding that you provide us written assurance within 7 days that you will cease and desist from making any further factually untrue statements involving OVO Sound and or Drake, and that you will no longer fabricate media that portrays the aforementioned trademarks. Thank you for your cooperation.
There's the OVO fucking
There's
owl.
the
at
OVO
bottom.
owl. Yeah, that's a fact.
So yeah, he can't. He's no longer associated. Well, he was never associated with them, but he can no longer associate himself with them. And I think it also derives from like him saying that like there's this beef between them two now, and he's like showing up places, and he wants to like challenge Drake to a boxing match as well. It's so deep. It's like I don't know much about this, but I'm obviously like overwhelmed with information about this fucking nonsense.
You're invested.
I don't even want to talk about it anymore, to be completely honest. I feel ashamed that I've told the people I know this much about this fictional character.
Well, we appreciate you because I actually have a letter I want to read because this is your intervention.
Yeah, imagine I told you all the things that Pinocchio loves doing. It's like, nah, I'm hanging. Pinocchio fucking loves fucking Disney movies, bro. Me and him watch Disney movies all the time. We'll move on. McDonald's is getting rid of the McRib.
Sick.
But not before it has a nice long run.
Yeah.
At the end.
So how does it work? Does everybody get their McRib now? And then it's like, it's only going to be here for 30 days and then it's gone forever?
I don't know if there's I didn't see like a time frame.
Yeah.
That they said they're gonna have it like a timeline. Twiz, I hear the typing, I like it.
Yeah, Twiz is typing over there.
So it's possible that maybe it's just they're gonna see how much money they can get. They're gonna just run it dry. They're gonna see how many people buy the McRib, and then they're gonna stop it once it either they drop sales or something like that, or they'll just pull it and then drop it again later on as the encore or something like that.
Let me ask you a question though. Who the fuck is buying McRibs?
Not me, but I'll tell you what, when I was a kid, I used to eat that. Me and my mom used to get them. We used to get McRibs. McRibs were good, man. McRibs are good once you start asking questions, until you start asking questions.
Yeah.
Then it's not good. You want to know why it looks like a little fence, why this, why it's shaped the way it is, how come every edge is sealed off, like what is this? And then you start to realize that it's really just a human dog treat.
Yeah,
And then
100%.
you're just like doused in barbecue sauce and you're like, oh, okay.
Listen,
I'll only get one this time.
Yeah, 100%, bro. That shit's made out of the same shit they put in Vienna sausages. Bro, I opened a Vienna sausage case the other day, and I'm not even kidding you. I literally said to myself, I swear to God, I was like, this is what dog food smells like. I was like, this is what wet dog food smells like.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
And I'm sure that whatever fucking mixture they're putting together to make the McRib, to shoot it into that mold,
Oh, yeah.
it smells like a fucking Vienna sausage.
Oh, I guarantee it smells like Alpo. I'll put any amount of money on that. It smells
Yeah,
like a
bro.
fresh can of Alpo.
And that's why they douse it in so much sauce. Talk about the sauciest sandwich they got.
That's a
Well, of
fact.
course. Listen, man, when it's too dry or it's flavorless or it's weird texture, hide it in sauce.
Yeah.
Listen,
That's the move. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Twiz.
I don't know if I
that's a
felt
fact.
this way this morning, but farewell to the fucking McRib. I'm not concerned.
Listen, I'll tell you this much: the McRib is coming back October 31st. Mm-hmm.
Happy Halloween, kids.
So listen, yeah, they're gonna put that in everybody's trick or treat bags. But the McRib is coming back on the 31st, and they don't specify a date when it's gonna end. But they're saying that it's a farewell, maybe for now. So it's probably gonna come. It's probably gonna come back at some point. I can tell you that the McRib made its debut in 1981. It was pulled 4 years later because it didn't sell good. It made another run from 89 to 2005, and then it's just been kind of seasonal. That's the only information I got for you. But I will say in the chat, Claudia said he's like, "Yo, y'all ever got the McRib thing at school?" And he's talking about the Salisbury steak. And yeah, we got it.
Nah,
And
he's
we
talking
threw it.
about the McRib. They used to have a rib just like that at school, a rib sandwich.
Yeah,
Just
but
like
they
that.
called it
fucking
the Salisbury.
gross.
They called it
That's what we
Salisbury
called
steak
it at
in
our
my
school.
school. Yeah, it was Salisbury steak.
They called it That's because y'all had some poppy ass fucking person that didn't know what it's called. That's not a Salisbury steak. Salisbury steak is like that thin slice, like steakum looking shit.
Bro, we had a turkey sandwich that was straight up
Come
a chicken.
on,
We had a
bro.
chicken patty that was straight up like a turkey patty, and they called that shit a chicken sandwich.
Nah, because you had to tell Doña Lupe that that's not what that is.
Yo, bro, you know what's super funny that you say that? I looked up my.
I guarantee that shit.
I looked
bro.
up the demographics for my graduating class. It was 80% Latino in my school
Of
graduating.
course it was, dude. That's the majority of the area that we grew up in. My whole school is, you know what my school was,
Yeah.
bro. That's just how it is.
That's
bro.
crazy to me.
you guys went to school?
Just for going back to the McRib.
Yo, Twiz was like part of like that 3% that wasn't Latino and Bro.
Yeah, facts. No, Twiz didn't go to school.
Yo, first off, I'm black and Latino, and I definitely didn't go
Twiz didn't
to
go to
Black
school.
and that's right. Twiz is Latino too. Yo,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro, we're like roaches. Yeah, we just pop up everywhere.
Yeah.
You'll be in your bloodline somewhere. You ain't even know. My girl's Puerto Rican. She don't even know.
Yeah, that's facts.
So go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't remember what the fuck I was going to say.
I'm so
I
sorry.
had a funny joke about the fucking McRib going goodbye.
You were talking about in school. You were talking about
No. I don't remember, but it's perfectly fine.
Pew,
the McRib
pew.
is going away. That's it. I don't think we got to talk too much about it.
Wait,
Oh, it's
have you
coming
guys
back
ever
to
had a
go
McRib?
away.
I have.
Yeah, I have.
That's going to be my sandwich. I'm telling you, when the podcast pops off, you know how they had like Travis Scott's meal and shit like that? Mine's going to be the McRib. Bro, it's going to be a McRib with a small fry, a medium soda, and 2 apple pies.
Oh, that's crazy. Yo, Berto, what's your meal gonna be?
The McRib? Damn.
If you could have a meal, what would your meal be?
What fast food institution?
McDonald's. Come on,
McDonald's
man.
was the one doing it.
If we're doing a McDonald's,
Nah,
then
well-
I'm going to
well-
do the bootleg fucking Big Mac.
The bootleg.
Oh, yo, hit him with the
I'ma
bootleg
do
Big
the
Mac.
bootleg Big Mac.
He
What
put
is
me
that?
on, bro.
So
tell him.
when we pop and we start getting these brand deals popping and we get that fucking McDonald's brand deal, then they do the Berto meal. Cause you know Wendy's got the Rick and Morty meal. So
That's a fact.
McDonald's gotta have the Justin and Berto meal. I'm gonna do the bootleg Big Mac. It's gonna be called the Berto Big Mac, and it's gonna be a McDouble. Add lettuce, remove the ketchup, add mac sauce, and then sometimes I'll put tomatoes and bacon on it if I'm feeling crazy.
Facts.
Yo, this dude put me onto it. He built a Big Mac without the middle bun.
It's a fact.
He gets a McDouble, no ketchup, add lettuce and mac sauce.
That's how you do it.
Bro, that is everything you want out of the Big Mac because you eliminate the extra bread that nobody asks for.
nobody wants that
asks
shit.
for this weird in the middle bun. Who wants that?
Dries your mouth out.
Communists.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants that shit. The CCP wants that shit.
That's some shit that's why they put it there.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yo, did you hear about the fucking earthquake in California?
I did not, but I know they typically have some. But was it a big one?
It was the biggest one since 2014.
Get out of here. What
was
was
in
it?
the-
Like a 6?
It was a 5.1.
Damn, 5.1. God damn.
Yeah, it was in the Bay Area, like Northern California.
Damn, bro. I know that shifted a lot of tents. There was a lot of swinging tents.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
what do they call unhoused. There's a lot of unhoused people, very upset.
It's too easy to be homeless in California.
Yeah.
You can't make it that easy to be homeless. That the weather's nice, you give them shit. You can't make it. Yo, humans they will elect to be homeless.
The path of least resistance.
Bro, I was out there. I was like, damn, it's fucking, it's nicer out here than in my Airbnb. Like the temperature is perfect
Yeah.
to take a nap.
They gotta start bringing over scientists from Dubai, make it rain over there in certain areas.
Yeah, bro, I just don't understand. Like it's too easy to be homeless
Well, when you're
over there.
it's like first world problems, right? It's like now these are the things we have. Just like the fucking, there's been like a wrath of crazy people gluing themselves to shit. There's like a fucking entire fucking group. I don't know if there's a fucking message board or if there's a subreddit, but in the past like couple days, multiple groups have glued themselves to shit in protest.
I'll tell you why they're gluing themselves to things. Because there's always somebody that shows up to unglue them.
There was
What I would do when I saw the first people, the 2 girls that threw the tomato soup on the Monet.
before them, there was a couple people who glued themselves to the street.
Listen, you know what I would do? Leave them there. They didn't unglue themselves. Somebody came and rescued them.
Yeah.
Leave them there. I would have put velvet ropes around them and started charging money. Everybody look at the idiot.
Yeah.
Everybody. $20 a head, you get to stare at the dummy and laugh at them while they're glued to the street.
Just to give a little context about who we're talking about, Justin mentioned the mashed potato incident. There was a group of protesters in Germany from a group labeled, self-labeled as the last generation, or let's say generation. I don't know if they're fucking German. I don't know what accent that was, but that's what they call themselves. The last generation. That's the translation in English. They got a nice website. You could go sign up and be a fucking and join their team if you want to.
Oh
but
my
they
God.
threw mashed potatoes all over a fucking a Monet painting in Germany. The painting is worth $96 million.
I think it's 96 million euros.
Yeah, but the dollar's strong right now. It's like they're like neck and neck.
Are they really?
Yeah, the dollar's super strong
they
right
started
now.
even out. Yep.
Yeah. 96, but you're correct. 96 million euros is what it's worth, which is crazy. And then these guys throw fucking mashed potatoes over it. My first question was, instant mashed potatoes or real mashed potatoes? Now I know it's in Germany. It's probably real mashed potatoes. But if they didn't put the effort in to really whip something up for this fucking thing and they just went the quick route and mixed something in the parking lot, that's not the kind of effort that I want in a group. Like,
Yeah,
that
you
I'm
didn't try
associated
hard
with.
enough.
Yeah.
But it didn't. It looked very runny.
That's why I didn't
It
think
didn't
was,
look
yeah.
like mashed potatoes.
Nah.
Nah, definitely
Not mashed potatoes I wanted to eat anyway. It looked more like it had more of like a farina.
It had
Texture.
bro, that shit looked like fucking
Watery grits.
yeah, bro.
Hey,
It-
don't disrespect grits.
Nah, it
Watery, I
looked,
said.
watery grits, bad grits. Yeah, 100%. Definitely looked like. Damn, I fucking forgot what I was gonna say. But it didn't look like good mashed potatoes. I like my semi chunky. And then after that, protesters. So they threw the mashed potatoes on the painting, and then they glued themselves to the floor. Fucking genius.
So more idiots gluing themselves to the floor.
More idiots gluing themselves to the floor. Fucking couple days later, protesters glued themselves to a bunch of fucking Ferraris at the Paris Motor Show. Not only did they glue themselves to these Ferraris, but they threw paint and shit all over these Ferraris first. They fucking threw paint all over these cars, and then they glued themselves to them. And for like as a protest for I don't want to say global warming because it's broader than that, right?
No, I think it was protesting them in regarding like some kind of like emissions vehicles or something like that.
Which doesn't make any sense because Ferrari's making electric vehicles in the future.
Look, so I'm about to. Yeah, Ferrari is making. Listen,
And all these cars are older Ferraris. It wasn't even, dude. They did it to like a Testarossa. They did it to like a bunch of. It's so fucking. I don't know. I don't get it.
It doesn't
They're-
make any sense.
But I don't think that these guys are as bad as the scientists who glued themselves. More people gluing themselves. I gotta invest. I should have invested in glues. The glue. The last time I heard about glue this like much was when that lady put the Gorilla Glue spray in her hair.
Oh, that's a fact.
And even she is more intelligent than these people because she did it by mistake.
yeah, and look, I thought that these girls, when they first threw, I'm going to go back to the other one, when they first threw the soup on and then they started putting on the glue, I thought they were sanitizing their hands, getting ready to put on their schmasks. That's what I thought was going to happen. Because what I want to know is, I know for a fact, if you go back a year, these two girls were there screaming at everyone for not having on a schmask. And I guarantee you that right now, once their hands were glued, you think they were like, oh shit, Charlotte, I forgot to put on my schmask. What do I do now? You know, like, I mean, that shit was ridiculous to me. So then these moron scientists glued themselves to the floor around the Porsche. Like, where was this?
It
Tell
was
me.
a V-Dub Porsche dealership.
It was a dealer?
Yeah.
So, and what were they protesting? I have
Climate
it here.
change.
Climate change.
Climate change.
And then what happened after they glued themselves? This is my favorite part.
Wait, you tell me what happened.
Oh, you don't know?
Oh, no, I know what happened.
After a couple of hours, they started complaining of hunger, and some of them had to take a shit.
Oh,
and
yeah.
and they were glued to the floor of the Porsche dealer. You know what they did in Germany? They killed the lights and killed the heat and left.
No way.
It's the best thing I ever heard. Ever. I feel like they should have come first to, like, with the girls with the paintings, clean the painting off, and leave them there. And leave them there. Listen, if you're that hungry, you're going to have to sacrifice a little skin off the palm. You know what I'm saying?
Or you can eat some of this mashed potatoes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo,
I'm glad
bro.
you threw soup, because now you have some rations.
Yeah.
You know?
That's crazy.
What you got, Twiz?
Yo, tell me that doesn't sound like a Saw movie.
Oh,
Like
bro.
they're just glued, and
They're
then
glued
all
to
of a
the fucking
sudden,
floor?
all the lights
Yeah.
cut off, and then the temp drops.
Dude, the people in the UK that did it, they glued themselves to the street. The cops were just coming over, ripping their hands off the street. And they were like, ah! And the cop was like, shut up. Like, you're just ripping the fucking hands off the street, which is crazy.
Yo, I gotta catch up on the chat a little bit.
Go ahead.
Spaz said, so how'd you meet your wife? He's like, oh, we both glued ourselves to the local Walmart.
That's the thing. And you look at some of these guys in these videos, they don't look like they really want to be there. They look like that's my shorty. She fucking invited me to this. You know, these guys are putting the pussy on the pedestal. They need to know when to fucking pull out.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And the girls that they're always with, the girls always doing this, they're always like a hard two. Why are you going so hard at the Monet? Like, I know you're just frustrated. I know you're frustrated. You wish you didn't get the gauges that big. You know, you got a couple things you're upset about. You know what I'm saying? But this is not the answer.
I'm telling you right now.
This is not how you get men.
There's never been a bad one that glue himself anywhere.
There's never been a baddie that's ever just got her manicure and then stuck her hands with glue to the floor of a venue.
That's 100% true.
Never, ever. I'd like to see a survey of people that looked at the girls that did that and they were like, I wonder if she's still stuck there.
Yeah.
I'd like to help her.
They really, I'm not even going to say this. I was about to say something repulsive.
No, don't. So, but it's just funny to me that these are always like, I don't know, they're always just like, it's always like this same type of person that's gluing themselves or like doing this aggressive type of defacing property and stuff like that to send a message. Cut it out.
Enough is enough. I don't even think it really, what's so interesting to me, and aside from all like the humor that we put into it, in all seriousness, I don't see the correlation. Like I suppose you can make the argument that cars contribute to climate change, but I don't understand why you should go to the factory floor and try to stop production. These cars are made already. They're gluing themselves to Ferraris from the 80s and 90s and early 2000s. It's like if you really feel like these cars, like you don't want these cars out or whatever message you're trying to put out, it's like, why don't you go to the source? You and even the people who are defacing fucking art that's hundreds or even thousands or however old these paintings are. It's like, what are you trying to illustrate? Well, what message are you getting across? Like people think Kanye is crazy for, the message that he puts out, but at least his message is pretty clear. And it's like, it's easy to intake. Like when these people do some of these things, it's like, it's more shocking. I get more drawn to it because of the shocking thing that they're doing based on the message that they're trying to put across. Because even us talking
you're
about
more
it,
so shocked and looking at the act, not the motive.
Exactly, yeah. Because we're talking about it, and I read all the articles, and I'm kind of like unsure. I'm like, well, I know it's climate change. I really don't know what their agenda is, and I don't know if that's because of maybe the media sources that I'm finding aren't giving putting the information out there the way it should be out there, or if it's because like we're all kind of unclear because it kind of doesn't make sense.
I think it doesn't make sense, and I don't think they necessarily think it makes sense. I think that they know this is the way to get the most eyes on it. Mm-hmm. So I think, what do you think, Twiz? Because that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they think this is just how to get people to see it.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
I think that's what I think. I think it's strictly like a media moment. It's a strategic move just to garner attention because. The thing is too, if they went to the factory, they're not. First off, there's barbed wire, gates, attack dogs, guns, security, lights. The last place they think a lot of people go in there just to love on the cars and appreciate the cars and learn a couple things and spend a day out. You take it down. How many dads take their kids to see cars and this is the Ferrari and this is what I want to get, and people do things like that. But then when you create an event like this, now it gets broadcasted everywhere and it brings more attention to what it is you're doing. It's kind of like back in the day. Remember when they were throwing like red paint on all the people with minks on the red carpet and stuff like that? It's like, it's shock value. That's the word I was looking for. Shock value.
I think that makes more sense than mink paint thing, because at least they're buying it, they're contributing towards it. Like these cars, first of all, these cars don't belong to Ferrari. They belong to collectors who let them use it for these shows.
It's like an art gallery.
Yeah, and then you look at the target audience, it's like you're targeting like automotive enthusiasts to talk shit about automotives. It's like this is not your crowd, dude. You should try to pick up like the stragglers outside of this demographic. You know, fuck if I know. I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you another thing. Brittany Griner is not any closer to coming home than she was a couple days ago.
It's funny because people try to take the American processes as if they work everywhere else. Like, yeah, she put in an appeal. Do you think an appeal is going to be looked at, evenly over there or unbiased? Yeah. You think your appeal really went to someone that gives a shit about you? No, they don't. You should have left your cartridges home.
Mm-hmm.
You should have just had one nice big fat doobie before you got on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's it. And if you got some kind of plug over there, good. If you don't, have some vodka.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, you're absolutely correct. You gotta abide by the rules in the country you're in, and when you know things, especially in the political climate that we're currently in, and with the countries that we're talking about, like there's no room for error. I'm sure that's not the first time she's brought one of those.
No, I'm sure it's not. I think it is the timing. I think it's the timing. I think it was a strategic thing for them to just grab her, get a little bit of leverage or something like that with a famous American athlete. But I don't think this was the first time. Definitely not. I think the timing was just played in their favor and they ran with it. So
her appeal was denied.
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
She'll continue to serve her 9-year sentence.
Yeah. Well, they did say, however, that they were going to give her. They were speaking about giving her, for her time served, giving her 1.5 day. 1.5 for every day that she had already served prior to her trial and her conviction. They'll give her a day and a half. So her 9-year, sentence would essentially turn to like an 8-year sentence, and that's unless they can come up with a proper prisoner trade. And I want to ask you guys' opinion on this because I know one of the things that people are kind of arguing back and forth over social media and things like that was the publicity of it. They were saying that the trade that they were trying to make, they were trying to keep silent. And I think, again, wrong time, and I think wrong people, because personally, I think whatever got fed to the media outlets or whatever leaked to the media outlets, they kind of ran with it and they tried to create this campaign. And I kind of feel like that campaign hurt her rather than helped her. But I wanted to know what you guys thought about it. If you think the campaign helped or hurt her, and what do you think about the swap, if there would be or if there should be?
You're talking about the possibility of swapping her with a current Russian prisoner that we have?
Yeah, that they were in talks of prior, because they're saying that the only way is either she serves her eight joints, or they again negotiate a prisoner swap, and then we go from there.
Isn't that guy in jail for murder or conspiracy?
He's in jail, I think, for arms dealing. I think he was selling guns and weapons.
Okay,
yep, exactly it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Listen, first thing you should definitely take into consideration is that any opinion that I draw off of this is based off of no factual knowledge whatsoever and completely based on emotions.
We go based off of feelings and guts here. We trust our gut on this show.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We trust our gut. You know why? Because in the hood, you get a little bit of gut instinct. Mm-hmm. Very little knowledge, but things that play out in real life.
Yeah.
Facts.
All of my knowledge comes
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Yeah.
Listen, the one thing that the one thing, gut instinct. You see one person running, everybody take off running.
Facts.
I'm not questioning it. I'm going.
So based off of my non-factual, me knowing nothing.
Okay.
I think that any trade needs to be even, right? And if we're trading her for somebody who was an arms dealer, I don't really think that's an even exchange. Can you look up what this guy did, Swizz?
Sure.
I don't think that's an even exchange, right? But it's so weird, right? Because we're essentially saying that, because while I want to be empathetic, we're essentially saying if you commit crimes in other countries, we'll come save you, even though she can be easily painted as a political prisoner and could be suffering a bit more because of the situation that we're in.
All right, I got some information for you if you guys are ready.
All right, go for it. What you got?
So it says his name was Victor Bout, born in Russia in 1967, started dealing weaponry internationally in the 1990s, orchestrating massive arms deals using cargo planes to transport weaponry and military equipment. He's said to have done business and fueled conflicts in Afghanistan, Angola, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Liberia, Rwanda, Sierra Leone, and Sudan. Yep.
Is this the guy from War Dogs, or is this the guy Nicolas Cage played in that other movie,
He's not one of the guys from War Dogs. I don't believe so. No,
Lord of War.
Lord of War?
maybe.
No,
I didn't
that
see
was an
Lord of War.
American. Those were Americans.
Those were American.
You know, man, we'll take anybody's story and just flip
Yeah.
it. You know.
Yeah.
Listen, if it's Hollywood,
Yeah, it's true. See, this is what I find funny is look at what America values, the skill sets that America values over the skill sets that are valued by other countries. Other countries seem to be valuing a person that was able to infiltrate networks, create, almost an entrepreneurial spirit, go ahead and win over the business of all these people, deal in arms, able to make massive deals of weapons and things like that. That can be useful to a degree for a country. Here's America ready to trade that guy for a chick that can dunk. I'm like, yo, that to me it just shows the things that America values versus the skill sets that other countries value.
Well, I think even aside from her being able to ball, it's just optics.
Yeah.
That's what it all comes down to, right? I think it all comes down to optics. It's like, aren't you like, what are we going to do for her? She's American. She's stuck over there. It's like, dude, you fucked up. There's plenty of fucking pendejos in a Colombian prison right now because they try to fucking bring some yay from Peru to Colombia or back and forth or whatever the case may be. You don't see anybody writing letters to save those fools. You know what I'm saying? You did your crime. You do your time. While I do believe that, at the same time, I'll be hypocritical and play devil's advocate to myself. If I'm stuck in Russia, I want them to come get me too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be talking wild shit about how Trump pardoned Kodak, and I need my fucking 40 acres and a mule. Whatever I need, whatever you guys owe me. Get me out of here. Whatever the case may be. I don't know. I want to bring me home.
no, that's a fact. I agree with you. I think it's strictly optics. I think you guys have to remember, like Saving Private Ryan, and things like that. Americans love a good story where somebody's being rescued and the motto, we never leave a man behind, and things like that. But I agree with Justin as well. Sometimes we have to really look at the strategies behind these things, because this guy literally, you have to understand, selling arms and to the countries he was dealing with and things like that can really change the tide. You can influence massive change in those communities and environments, and those connections that this person probably potentially still has or had. You have to understand, when you're losing a battle and somebody goes, listen, I save you for mother whatever, and hand you some equipment, and you go and you're able to change your conflict or your uprising, and all these things happen, is a very, very drastic difference than somebody who than somebody who could ball. And I'm not trying to say that her issues aren't important. I'm not trying to say that she's not valued. I'm not trying to say that she's not loved. I'm not trying to say that there aren't people that miss her. What I am trying to say is that we have to understand that every decision isn't the right decision, based off of a moral standpoint, if you get what I mean.
No, I get exactly what you mean. And I also think that it's one of those things where she's not a fucking prisoner of war. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, she ain't get left behind from the cavalry.
Yeah, no.
She got caught doing some shit she wasn't supposed to do.
There's plenty of journalists that are caught up right now, that, like, what's his name? Assange? What's his name?
Assange, I think it was.
You know what I'm talking about? That political prisoner, the guy from WikiLeaks, the guy that started WikiLeaks, and then
I don't know his name.
yeah, it's help me out, Swizz.
I got you. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah,
But go ahead. What
it's a
about
guy
it?
that started WikiLeaks, but there's journalists like that were really important, like Twiz was saying, changing the tide and changing the perception of things and releasing information that's important for American citizens to know.
Julian Assange.
And I think he's still, where is he right now? I think he's still held captive overseas, or
He's been confined in Belmarsh, a Category A prison in London, since April 2019.
yeah, since April 2019. Like, that guy's been locked away, and that guy, all he was doing was releasing information that people needed to know. Like, and some of the things that he was saying are factual and have come to light since, but nobody cares to try to get him out. Like, that's somebody that should be out.
Yep.
You know,
Well, listen, if we jump into the chat real quick, Christoph said it's all a publicity stunt. If they want to be seen as influencing change rather than put the work to actually get something done, it's slacktivism.
I think he's talking about the people with the paintings, right?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
talking
no, most
about
definitely.
their lack of like potatoes in their fucking mashed potatoes.
That's a fact. And I want
That's slacktivism at its finest.
and I wanted to read his next one. It was like, he said, I say if we make this trade, we got to start making more trades, more favorable on our side. We take some engineers, we give North Korea the Kardashian.
Yo, I'm with the trade.
Yeah,
I'm with the trade, Chris.
yeah, 100%. Now
And
that's
Kanye gets the kids.
yeah, Kanye gets the kids,
Kanye
100%.
gets the kids.
Kanye gets the kids. Now that's a good trade. But he's absolutely correct. It's like, yo, come on. I'm not going to trade you. I'm not going to keep giving you fucking Charizards for Bulbasaurs. This isn't the way this fucking works.
Yeah, that's.
Just because you like the card.
Yeah, that's not the way this works.
Yo, I'm not
your
giving you
fucking-
Charizards for Bulbasaur.
Get the fuck out of here. You think I'm just going to give you all my Blue Eyes White Dragon?
And you gonna give me two Diglets?
Yeah, fuck outta here.
Out of here.
You're going to give me revives? That's
One
not
more
enough.
Diglett, that's a Doug trio.
I see what you did there. But no, he's right. You know, they got to be these. I feel like for whatever reason, and this could be because it's the home team. I feel like we need more.
Yeah,
Like,
we
you
do
know?
need more, and everybody agrees in here. They're saying it's quid pro quo.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
shout out to
Kevin.
Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin was like, "What do we gain by getting her back compared to what they gain by getting this dude back?"
Facts, big facts.
I mean, that's it. I mean, you got to at least send us like, I mean, who do they got over there? If they give us,
Can they open the pipeline? Can we get the gas prices back?
hey, you know what I'm saying?
Can we fucking figure something out? You know
Can
what
we
I'm saying?
get, you know,
Listen, I know there's a guy in Russia right now saying I just want McDonald's.
I'd say yeah.
right?
He's like, just bring back McDonald's. I'll tell you right now, if we get that scientist dude and we hit him with the Men in Black flash and then give him back, he's not as useful as he once was.
He
Yo,
said, y'all
that's
want that
true.
Birdo meal?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we hit him with that Men in Black.
Yeah, right there, and give him just like you are a farmer, you milk cows,
Yeah.
and just send him back home.
If we got
And he's
that,
just trying to milk everyone.
he's got the cat hostage. No, I think that if we,
nipples, Greg.
yeah, I think we send him back with the flash. The Russians definitely got the anti-flash. They bring that motherfucker back quick, right? They hit him with a red flash. It just brings everything
Oh
back.
yeah, not only it brings everything back for him and everything you thought.
Yeah.
Like, everything the person that flashed him, they know that too.
Yeah, now this guy knows karate. Forget about it.
He's just uploading skills. He's a black belt.
Yeah, Yvonne Bourne is born.
Yo, that is crazy.
So what time we at?
Yeah, we're at
Is there something funny in the
oh,
chat?
what's going on?
Bro,
Hold on.
Spaz said they're sweating because the McRib is limited time and they might miss it. He said they nicknamed it the McPutin.
That is true. They're not gonna get to see the McRib.
Oh, never again.
Damn, yo, they better
Oh my
figure
God.
shit out over there.
Yo, it's crazy, bro.
They better figure shit out.
That's great. Listen, we're at 4750, my boy.
Oh, we're good. We're good.
Bro, we got the funniest chat on YouTube, yo.
That's
I
so
don't
funny.
care who's on
He
here,
said
bro.
the McPutin.
Yeah,
I'm crying,
Yo,
bro.
first off, Mick Putin is just funny
Bro,
alone.
I don't care who. I don't care, man.
You
I
can
don't
put
care.
the Mick in front of anything, and it kind of fucking spices it up. Right?
Yeah, McDouchebag.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, God.
everything works. You know.
Yeah.
Nah, that's jokes, me.
That's mad funny. So what do you got, man?
I mean,
got
shit.
some-
We ran through what I got. What you got, Twiz?
You got
got
something
some.
for us,
Did
Swizz?
you guys hear about the New York City appeal? Well, New York City is appealing a
Oh
judge's
wait,
ruling.
hold on. Are you going to talk about the schmack scene?
Yeah. I'm like, I go there. All right, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna drop it like
You
it's
talking
hot.
about the Schmigadex?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make it brief and vague.
Yeah. Just don't say. Just
Yeah,
don't-
I'll make
just
it
be
brief and
careful
vague.
with what you say.
Just a couple of workers got fired for not participating in a group activity. They filed suit, and the judge agreed with them that based on evidence and other politics premises, that they deserve their job back and back pay. So that could essentially set the tone for other people who are in a similar situation. I actually text one of our good friends about it and let him know that, hey, listen, there may be some light. You know, everybody's entitled to their own opinions, you know, about their life and what they want to do. But I do think that you have to remember that in order for us to survive, especially in New York, you gotta work, you gotta have money, you gotta, you know, and you gotta bust your butt. Honestly, they say in order to survive in New York, you need 2 jobs and a little bit of fraud to make it. So, you know,
That's a fact, bro. You look at so, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I
Nah, you
seen a
good.
super interesting TikTok the other day, and I'm not a TikTok user. I don't even have it on my phone. My wife showed me this TikTok. She has it on her phone, which it penetrates my house. I can't believe she's allowing this CCP stuff on my network. But anyways,
You got Google Home. or whatever the fuck.
That's not the CCP.
You're
Anyways,
hilarious.
So, fuck me. There was a TikTok, and it was about this dude. I think he was from Nicaragua or Honduras or something like that. And he wasn't serious, but he was joking. He was like crying, and he's like, and it's in Spanish, but he's essentially saying like, "Oh my God, I came to America so I could like have a good life and like live a good life." And all everybody does over here is work. He's like, all they do is work. We don't have time for anything. He goes, I work one job in the morning, then I work another job in the afternoon, just so I can live in my apartment. Because my apartment's small because I can't afford a big one, and then this and that, and I can't progress because all I do is work, and I'm just working for other people. And he's like, I want to go back to wherever he was. I think it was like it might have been Honduras, but it's regardless. It was somewhere in Central America. He was talking about. He's like, want to go back, and it was a joke, but it is the truth. It's like it's not. While it may be easier, safer than other places of the world, it is very difficult to live over here. You do have to work very hard. No one's going to give you anything.
Nope.
I mean, it depends how
You want to live.
it depends the quality you're trying to live, because people make a full-time life. People make a career out of scamming the government.
That's a fact.
That's true.
But yeah, that's an interesting perspective because when you think about it, a lot of Americans, in order to afford the lifestyle that's sold to us, right, via advertising, via television, movies, you have to bust your ass. Like Twiz was saying, I mean, and labor only gets you but so far in America. You need to own a company, own a business, or you need to create a very strong network of people that plug you into a high-paying career position that doesn't require you to go $200 in debt and college loans, That's an interesting perspective, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But
Cole said.
What'd he say?
He said, "All good jokes contain true shit."
Yeah,
Yeah.
facts.
Dude, I've heard it with my family before. That like they come over here and they think like it's gonna be like
The cakewalk.
oh, I'm chilling and shit like that, and it's like, motherfucker, you gotta go get a job. And it's like, wait, how can I work over here for this little? It's like, how am I gonna do anything? It's like, yeah, you gotta get 2 of those now.
Yeah.
So you got that job, now get another one.
That's why everybody's going to North Carolina.
Yeah,
It's not just New York. New York's very difficult to live, and I will agree with you. That
and it's multiple things. Its cost of living is super high, and taxes are super high because
Even
there's
Long
so
Island.
many programs. So it's like not only do you have to earn more to live your regular life, they're taking a large percentage of it in taxes. So that both of those things combined adds up to you come home with significantly less money than it looks like you do on your hourly wage.
Yeah, I mean, but look at the bright side. When you read the New York brochure, we have like opium dens where you can like do drugs and it will save you if you do too many of them.
Opium dens. You're funny.
Sick.
Heroin's opiate, right?
Yeah, it's an opiate, but
Yeah,
it's
it
not opium. It's a black tar heroin, what people are doing and dying in the street. And instead, now somebody just saves you from dying.
Yeah, now we got now they get you a cubicle where you could inject yourself.
Yeah, like anybody wants to party that way.
Yeah.
Do you think anybody's going to these places that...
Oh, people are going to them, I
yeah,
think.
but they're not staying there. They're going there for clean needles. They're going there for a place to shoot up, and they're leaving.
I don't think there's any old school. For the people who don't know, we're talking about these facilities that they have in New York State, specifically New York City, has one where you can go and inject yourself with your drug of choice, and they'll provide you with like safe, with clean needles and things like that. But I think it's like they're the old school guys. If you've been shooting dope for a while, you're not going there. That's
No.
for the new guys.
Yeah, and people aren't really... I guarantee that people are not... You think people are going to trust that? There's nothing more paranoid than a fiend. You think a fiend is going to go there and be like, oh, well, the government's trying to help us get high. Like, nobody's going to do that. Like, come on.
Maybe.
Yeah, nah. I think it depends on the person. Sometimes when they get to a certain level of desperation, at that point, when they're itching for a fixin',
But that's the thing. They're not.
Where's your
giving them-
ambition? Steal
Yeah.
a catalytic converter.
No, but that's
no,
That's
no.
mad funny.
Yo,
Where's
my
your
ring.
ambition?
Listen, if my ring alert goes off one more time by the catalytic converter getting stolen, yo, every
Bro, that shit's a
day.
real thing. People
Yo,
are really
dude.
out here stealing catalytic converters. There's so much money in that shit, bro. There's people who and I don't want to give anybody's secrets away, but there's cars out there that have like $2,000 worth of cats in them, right?
That's a fact.
And you can buy, and they're older cars. You could buy like crash ones for like $1,500. Cut the cats off, and just junk the rest, and you're already making money.
Yep.
There's like a whole business of people who do that.
And
So
you know
what the
that's
hell are we
emissions.
doing? Why aren't we doing that?
We're
Because
making
I
a
don't.
podcast.
Because I don't want to fucking. I'd rather do this every Tuesday than hit the streets looking for broken Subarus to buy.
Yeah.
All right, bro. When I come in here flexing with some new camera setups, you're gonna be like, "How'd you get that?" I'm gonna be like, you know.
So I paid-
Wouldn't you like to know? I was out here. I was out here last night.
I rented a truck and trailer.
Oh, we're at the hour.
That's it.
No, wait. No, we got 5.
Oh, we got 5 left.
We got 5.
I think that.
Wait, I just got a text from
About?
my mom, and she said it happened to. I think she texted wrong, but somebody, I guess somebody that we know got their cat stolen this morning.
Bro, it's that shit's happening at like but that's I feel like that's been happening forever.
Are we in a cat epidemic?
Nah, it's old school shit. It's just I think that now there's been a resurgence because I think a few people did it. It was covered by the news, and now people started looking into it. I don't think people really understood that there's platinum in the catalytic converter, and that's what makes it valuable. You know, so I think that people are just doing that now, but cars don't really have those anymore, right?
Nah, all cars come with them.
But with the amount that's valuable, like they have to be like old school cars, right?
No, I mean I don't know about the amount of platinum in cats now and new cars, but I know that all cars come with catalytic converters.
Yeah, it's an
It's
emissions thing.
multiple catalytic converters, not even just one.
See, this is why there's at least 2 guys on this podcast every time that know about cars. Because me, I start the shit. I know that you got to hold the brake when you put that bitch in reverse.
That's a fact.
I could change the hell of a tire.
Okay.
That's good.
Listen, you're doing better than like 80%.
You know what I'm saying? I can now, with the help of Berto, I think I've learned how to change some brakes if it came down to it. If there was a zombie apocalypse, I think I could change the brakes.
I believe you could change the brakes.
You know-
I also believe you could change the oil.
Man, you give me credit, my friend.
Yeah.
I think I could figure it out, you know?
Yeah, oil's easier than brakes. You could definitely do the oil.
It's
Yeah,
way
that's
easier.
a fact.
And even rotors.
I believe you could do rotors, and guess what?
You know?
If your blinker fluid gets low, I believe you fill that puppy right up.
I'll tell you what, I changed my high beam fluid last week. So trust me, I got
you guys
this.
are crazy.
That's funny. That's it. We can end like that.
I bet.
Boom, bam, boom. Masters and None, episode 126. Justin, tell them where they can find our shit.
You could watch every single episode because we archive them all on the YouTube page if you want to watch the actual video and listen to the audio. If you have YouTube Premium, you can lock your phone, use other apps, and you can continue to listen to it in the background and then return to watch the video. Or if you don't have that, you could listen to us on YouTube just regular. You just can't listen to it in the background. But you could easily listen to us all audio versions on any audio platform where you consume podcasts, whether it be Spotify, whether it be Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Podbean, anywhere that you can get audio podcasts, you can find us. And if you can't find us on a particular audio podcast platform that you prefer, you can DM our Instagram page, and it's linked down in the description, and you can let us know the one that you think we should be on, and we will gladly populate our episodes there.
Facts. That's it, Master. And before we end, I want you guys, Chris said something in the chat that I thought it was funny. He said after you eat a couple of McPutins. Wait, no, hold on.
he said after 2 McRibs, I've got to take a McPutin, if you know what I'm saying.
And we'll end
I've
on
had a
that.
couple McPoops.
Yeah, facts. That's it. Masters and None, episode 126.
That's it. Like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share with your friends.
Te hablo desde la prisión